You're watching Friday Night Fever.
You're watching Friday Night Fever.
We're the Higley Knights.
We're the O'Connor Eagles.
We're the Mesa Jackrabbits.
We're the Heritage Academy Heroes.
And you're watching Friday Night Fever. Yeah!
And welcome to Friday Night Fever.
Yeah! We're the Castile Colts.
And we're the Xavier Gators.
And you're watching Friday Night Fever.
We're the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. And you're watching Friday Night Fever.
This is Friday Night Fever.
Friday Night Fever.
Friday night, watch Friday Night Fever. We got the fever upside the head. We got the fever upside the head. We got the fever upside the head.
Thank you, Arizona. And Lena, look at those.
So
Shiny.
pretty.
Yeah, that time of the year, time to hand out some hardware on our season 34 finale. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for staying up with us one last time this season on Arizona's longest running and #1 high school football show. Welcome to the Friday Night Fever Awards Show. I'm Cameron Cox. As always, that's Lena Washington.
Coming up on the show, we name our offensive and defensive players of the year, our coach of the year, the hot shot play of the year, plus we're revisiting some of our favorite Fever moments. But first, let's start rolling out our All Fever team.
Yeah, you know, Lena, it's a challenge every year to select our All Fever team. We get a lot of input from all over the Valley. We call many coaches. We pick some of the brains, some of the other media members who cover the sport full time. So it's time to reveal our 2023 All Fever team, starting with the skill positions. Our All Fever playmakers, starting with who many consider the best player in the state, one of the best QBs in the country, Basha's Damon Williams Jr. Our All Fever running backs, 6A leading rusher, Williams Fields Dylan Lee, over 2,000 yards on the ground and 27 touchdowns. Skyline's Jordan Blake. Our all-purpose guys, Apollo's Adam Muhammad is a 3-time All Fever selection, 46 total touchdowns. And Higley's Dax Hall.
We feel we have the best running back in the state.
His brother Drayson was our Fever 2016 Offensive Player of the Year. Now Dax, or as I call him, the finisher, gets All Fever honor.
It's crazy. Flew by, definitely.
Our All Fever pass catchers, headlined by the new Triple Crown King, ALA Gilbert Nortz, Brandon Phelps. The U of A commit is Arizona's new leader in career catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns.
I worked hard for it, and I just love that I'm in this position. I'm starting as a freshman. I'm just glad that he had the faith in me to do what I can do, and I'm just glad I can come out, wake up every day, and do what I love.
Notre Dame Prep's Cooper Perry goes back-to-back, and then back-to-back from Liberty. Wideout Braylon Gardner and tight end Ryan Wolford.
In the fall, we play football.
All right, that, of course, is just part of our All Fever team. Congrats to everyone so far. We're going to reveal the rest of it throughout the show. But now let's send it over to Team 12's Luke Litton. He's going to announce our Offensive Player of the Year. Luke, what's going on?
Hey, guys, who doesn't love offense, right? The more points, the better, the more fun the game is to watch, obviously. And one man who channels that more than most, quarterback Damon Williams, who is our 2023 Fever Offensive Player of the Year. The man can do it all.
Damon Williams, touchdown, Basha.
Basha Bear Damon Williams setting the high school season ablaze yet again. Williams did it with his legs, running for more than 1,000 yards to go with 18 touchdowns on 130 carries. And he also did it with his arm, throwing for nearly 3,000 yards and 32 TDs to just 3 interceptions. Williams helped lead the Bears to the Open Division semis, where in a losing effort, he still shined bright, just like this young man's future at the next level and beyond. It also doesn't hurt to leave the program responsible for 131 touchdowns in his 4 years with the Bears, making this an easy choice for your Fever Offensive Player of the Year. We are joined here by the man himself, Damon Williams. Damon, we appreciate the time. Quite a highlight reel, huh?
Yeah.
Any of those bring back specific memories? Any of those touchdowns?
A little bit. Some from last year, kind of forgot about them a little bit.
Too many to count, right? You look at this beautiful piece of hardware. What initially runs through your mind?
Just like thankfulness and just thanking God for everything that He's done for me in my life.
Yeah, and you had an incredible run at Basho. Would your younger self have ever believed this moment would be possible?
Definitely. I feel like as a younger kid, I feel like this is one of my goals and one of my dreams, and I feel like it kind of just started to speak to me a little bit this year, especially last year. Just seeing the progression from my play style.
Yeah, and what do you think helped you become as successful as you did at Basho? What was it that helped you really turn that corner?
I feel like just never being complacent, just feeling like there's always something I can be perfect at, something that I can always work on. So just making sure that I just continue to try to perfect my craft.
Yeah, throughout the highs and lows of your career, many more highs than lows, but throughout that journey, what do you think you learned the most to be able to get you to this point?
I would say just having good humility and just staying humble through everything and making sure that you just stay non-complacent, just make sure that you're always trying to be the best.
And you capped off a great high school career, obviously, the Offensive Player of the Year your senior year, but this is just the start for you. You're headed to the University of Arizona, a future Wildcat. What excites you the most about that upcoming opportunity?
I feel like just going down there and, just get to grinding and get to working and just try to put in that work and effort.
Yeah. Well, Demond Williams, former Basho Bear, future Wildcat, and your Fever Offensive Player of the Year. We appreciate the time and wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks, Luke. How cool is that? Congrats to Demond and his entire family that are here in studio. Time for a new Fever Award. We got the Golden Arm Award here, Lena. Who else? Congrats to Paradise Honors QB Gage Baker. One of the best seasons ever. I'm talking the whole country type of ever.
Yep.
Baker and the Panthers came up short in the 3A title game, but Baker threw 8 TDs. That tied a national record for most TD passes in a season with 91. Baker's, we know, Lena, he already set a bunch of Arizona records this year. Rewrote that book. He finished with 6,040 yards passing this season. 3rd highest total ever in the country. That's pretty good, right? Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Gage Baker. Now coming up on the Friday Night Fever Awards show, more All-Fever team announcements, plus we name our 2023 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, a couple of good names up for that award. And we also got Plays of the Year. This one was hard to do. We call them our hot shots, right? We'll see who won the hot shot of the year. Next, on the season 34 finale of the F&F. Congrats to Demond.
Upside your head, catch the people upside your head. Better believe it got the fever in the fall. Yeah, we play that. I watch Friday Night Fever, 'cause in the fall.
and you're watching Friday Night Fever.
We're the Puma Cheer Team, and you're watching Friday Night Fever.
We're Saguaro, and you're watching Friday Night Fever.
Shout out to the old line, our all-fever offensive line, Horizons Carter Laversky, Chandler's Mateo Rodriguez, Apollo's Matthew Lotto, Liberty's Caden Hakel, and Saguaro's Amari Taase, who was pretty fired up after leading the SaberCats to a 6A title. Our all-fever defensive line is led by South Point's Elijah Rushing, Centennial's Noah Carter, Desert Edge's Deshaun Warner, and AZ College Prep's Caden Gibson, who led this group in sacks. Warner was a monster on the D-line for the Scorpions. He lived in the backfield, helping them reach the 5A title game.
Congratulations to all those young men, but now it's time to reveal our Friday Night Fever Defensive Player of the Year for 2023. Centennial's Noah Carter, the senior edge rusher from the West Side. He's committed to play at the University of Washington after establishing himself as a difference maker on both sides of the ball for the Coyotes.
Number 11, Noah Carter. Noah Carter.
Centennial defensive end Noah Carter finishes his senior season with 11 sacks and 55 tackles, helping the Coyotes make it all the way to the Open State Championship game.
You know, Noah's probably the best player I've ever played against, so he's a dog.
The 6'3", 220-pound athlete out of Peoria has been described as a beast, an Iron Man, and a player that's not from this world, because Carter can light up the scoreboard too, recording 10 touchdowns for the Coyotes this year.
To Noah Carter, touchdown Centennial. 9 yards on the scoring pass.
But this edge rusher's ability to wreck a game is what makes Noah Carter our Friday Night Fever Defensive Player of the Year.
And we are joined by the man himself, Noah Carter, not just the Friday Night Fever Defensive Player of the Year, but the Arizona Cardinals Defensive Player of the Year. You look at that trophy and the recognition you've received. How does that feel?
Yeah, you know, first off, it's definitely a blessing, you know. I want to thank my coaches and my teammates, you know. I couldn't do it without them this season, you know. It's definitely a big part, you know, just grinding with them every day, you know. It was hard, but, you know.
But you have the recognition to show for it, right? Yeah. Yes. Anyone else you would like to thank? You have your family and friends here. Who helped you along this journey?
Yeah, you know, definitely, I want to say my dad for sure, my mom, you know, my parents, definitely a big part, sacrificing everything they done. You know, I want to thank my coaches, Coach Taylors, both Taylors, really, you know, Coach Lee, Coach Teeley, you know, really the whole staff. They got me through everything, you know. They taught me stuff every day. So
yeah. Now you're taking your talents to the Pacific Northwest. Bring your umbrella and your hoodie. How excited are you to join the Huskies and compete in the Big Ten next year?
Yeah, you know, it's definitely a blessing. That's definitely a blessing too. You know, I definitely can't wait to get to Seattle. You know, grind and try to get a spot as early as I can.
Yeah, and when are you heading out there?
June, I think.
Okay, so you're going to spend the holidays here and finish out your senior semester here. Do you have any favorite Centen memories of being a Coyote?
Yeah, favorite Centen memory, I would say summers, you know, just grinding with my team, you know. Every day we were grinding, waking up early in the morning, you know. And I would say hooping after hooping was definitely, you know, it got competitive sometimes, you know. My Centen dogs know for sure.
Yeah, so you can hoop, you can hunt the quarterback, and you can score touchdowns, and you are going to be a Husky next year. We can't wait to see what you do at the next level. Noah Carter, thank you so much for what you've done here for high school football. We can't wait to see what's next for you. All right, Cam, let's send it over to you.
Man, hooping. We got to play one-on-one. Noah, don't beat me too bad. All right, time to announce our play of the year. We call it our hot shot of the year. Congrats to ALA Queen Creek quarterback Enoch Watson. Still don't know how he pulled it off. You know, we've talked about yak right, yards after catch. How about yards after pass and catch? You kidding me? This epic play right here capped off a big comeback to beat Pinnacle. One more look. Look at the ball. Throws it to himself, kind of. Man, ALA Queen Creek, another great season, making the Open Division for a third straight year. And congrats to last week's winner from our Fever Championship show. It's Centennial's Kenny Worthy. Noah's tag team partner. This diving touchdown catch got 42% of the vote. Of course, Centennial came up just a little bit short to Liberty in the Open title game, but still a great season for the Coyotes out there on the west side.
All right, now let's take it up, and away. Our Skylight of the Year, thanks to Andrew, Chief Pilot Larry, and the Sky 12 crew for all their help shooting high school football from above and around the valley. Congrats to Pinnacle quarterback Wyatt Horton, avoiding the sack here. And at the very last second, he flips it to Blake Donnelly. It's hard to see at first, so we'll slow it down and zoom it in for you.
Hey!
Yeah, Horton making a play and helping the Pioneers make it to the 6A quarterfinals. What a career for that young man.
Why, we get your tweets. Keep tweeting us, by the way. Next on our Friday Night Fever Awards show, one of my favorite awards to give out, we're going to announce more from our All Fever team, plus we name our 2023 Coach of the Year.
We got the fever upside the head. We got the fever upside the head. We got the fever upside the head. We got the fever.
We are on the road with the Higley Knights in Gilbert. We're out here on the road with the Casa Grande Cougars. Wow! You know how we do. Luke, can Coach get jiggy with it? Guys, does Coach have a gritty in him? Does he have any dance moves or anything in him? Season finale of Friday Night Fever, folks. Give it
Pop, our All Fever linebackers. Liberty's Keaton Stam, just like his brother, making our All Fever team. I know Liberty means so much to you and your family. To get this done, just can you put it into words?
No, it's just seeing my brother not be able to get a ring his senior year, and then not see my best friends get a ring, and we got a ring. It's just, I'm so happy. I love this program. I'd do anything for it. Once the line, always the line.
6A leading tackler, Red Mountains champ Jennings, and the state's leading tackler, Scottsdale Christian's Caleb Randall. Our All Fever defensive backs, Boulder Creek's Jacob Owings, Basha's Miles Lockhart, Brophy's Creed Thomas, Highlands Cody Cullimore, and Centennial's Kenny Worthy. One of the best two-way players in the state.
From 3-8 to where we are now, everyone thought they killed our program my sophomore year. They ran it up, they tried to bury us, but we digged ourselves out the hole.
All right, this next award is always one of my favorite awards because truly so many to do. We're so lucky to have so many great coaches here in the Valley, like the Carter twins over there at Desert Edge, changing the culture, changing lives, inspiring others along the way. How about Ray Brown at Arcadia? That'll be $5, Coach. A perfect 12-0 season before losing in the semis. Eddie Zuby over there at Higley. The Knights did not flinch whatsoever despite having their target on their back all year long, then going back-to-back. But this year's Friday Night Fever Coach of the Year is Liberty head coach Colin Thomas. Lions have no fear, calm in all situations, leaders by example and action. That sums up Liberty head coach Colin Thomas, or as his QB likes to call him.
No, he's a genius.
That genius mind on full display this season. Coach Thomas getting Liberty over the hump after 3 years of coming up short in the semis. Liberty winning their first Open Division title.
And after last year, they could have put their head down or blamed someone else. They just worked. So they earned it, and I'm very, very proud of them.
Nationally ranked all season, averaging 45 points and nearly 500 total yards per game, more than double their opponent.
Hey, baby. And he'll have a great season. He's our leader. All right, this is my baby, Rory. Say hi, Rory. Hi.
L in Liberty stands for leader. Under Coach Thomas, Liberty also stands for family.
You know, I can always go to him for anything. He's always had my family's back, you know, my brother before me, and he just cares about everyone.
Every Friday night, we get so much love and support, and it's just a pleasure to be the head coach of this program.
Congrats to Colin Thomas, our 2023 Friday Night Fever Coach of the Year. The genius joining us here in studio, Colin Thomas. Coach, congratulations. When you think Coach of the Year, I know a lot of people probably come to mind, but what does come to mind when you think of everybody that's helped you get to this point?
Yeah, just thankful because, again, it's a long process to, get to this point, and so many people helped me along the way, from my family, mentor coaches, Coach Smith bringing me out here, and then just fortunate enough to work with really good people every day, our admin and our coaching staff, and then our amazing players.
Yeah, and I mean, the family at Liberty, it's special, isn't it?
It is.
It's truly unique.
It is. That's something our community just cares so much. When you come to one of our games, it's 5:30 and it's already packed, and they support us so much.
If you're not there at 5, you're late.
Not getting
yeah.
in. So very blessed to be the head coach of Liberty.
Coach, I loved your reaction after the state title. We had a camera on you. Right away, you're already pointing to the, to get your kids to line up at the 50-yard line to go shake their hand. No hands in the air just yet. And then I got a chance to see when you were in the middle of the trophy celebration, you walked off so the guys could be front and foremost. Why'd you do that?
Well, again, they're the ones that do the work.
Sure.
And again, we're blessed to coach the great kids that we have, and certainly wanted to show Centennial respect as well because they're a great program. But our kids deserved it. They've put the time and effort in for 4 years, and so proud that they went out a champion.
Now, before you were the head coach, you were the OC, right? Been there for 5 years. You helped them win that first state title in 6A in 2019. I saw Coach Mark Smith was there. He brought you here. What was that hug like afterward?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I wouldn't be here without him. He took a chance on me, and he's just a special friend to me, a special mentor. And for him to come back last week meant a lot for us and helped us win a game.
When you look back on this season, get you out here on this, what will you remember most about what your team was able to do this year?
Yeah, just the resolve of our kids. They just stood fast to their goal all year, which is being open champion. We didn't shy away from that, but they just worked every day to earn it.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to be given a championship. You got to go earn it. We said our job as coaches was not to lose the game, but they had to go win the game.
Sure.
And ultimately, when the game was on the line, they won the game, and just so proud of them and left a legacy at Liberty High School that'll never be forgotten.
Coach, you've done that too as well. Your own legacy this year, Coach of the Year, Open Division Final. Coach Thomas, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Can't forget about the specialists. Our all-fever kicker is ALA Queen Creek's Samuel Hunsaker. Our all-fever punter goes back-to-back. Horizons Canyon Floyd, who's going to ASU. And our all-fever returner, Buckeyes Darius Haskins, 6 total returns to the house. All right, let's get some final thoughts. Luke, what you got?
Just so proud of these kids. There's so much talent throughout the state of Arizona, and it's so great. It was so fun. It always is so fun to put a spotlight on all the talent throughout the state of Arizona.
I want to give a shout out to the admin, the marching band, the spirit squads who make game days so special and on the road elevated this season.
I love working with you guys. I love Friday Night Fever. Thank you to everyone watching at home. We will see you next season. Good night. God bless.